Hi everyone and welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I'm just about to put this very special journal into my Etsy shop, hyperstamper.etsy.com, and there's free shipping on this in North America as with all my journals. And this is one that is pretty special. The title of this one is called Household Puzzles, and that's from the Pansy series. There was no date and I did research it. Although the story was written in the mid-1800s, I don't know when the publication of this one was, but it's either late 1800s or early 1900s. So turn of the century-ish. I love the little butterfly and the pansies. It's just spectacular. There is some natural staining just because it's over 120 years old, but it's clean. So it's stained but clean. So I did some good cleaning on that, and then I put some vintage beads down the side to match the pretty colors of this lovely, it's a very light blue, and I'm shocked at how vivid the paint still is on this cloth cover with the yellows and the whites. So let's take a look inside. I've got the original first pages left in. So here we go here, and whoop, this one, and then of course the very first chapter 1 page there, an antique dictionary page. And I love this little toucan. I was going to paint his beak, but I left him. Somebody else can do that. It's always fun to color in your journals because all of my journals have antique paper. They're mostly neutral tones. This is one of the blank pages from the book, so you can journal on there. And I love this book page from another antique book, A Great Day. That's cool. What a great way to open a page in a junk journal for inspiration. This is a plate from the early 1900s that you can journal on the back of as well. A little double pocket there, a little fold out here from 1925. Lovely illustrations in that art book, children's art book. This is an embroidery book from 1955. And this is a 1955 Polish embroidery book, different book with beautiful plates in it. And I've got some vintage paper here. Look at this fun insert here that I'm giving away. It has got, I put antique paper here because it's a bit better. There's this wonderful Cream Here advertisement. And look at these wonderful women here. Isn't that wonderful? I just love it for cleaning products. Really fun clusters throughout here. A little journaling spot up here. And whoop, and again up here. And this is really cool. This is one of those German 1940s, 50s booklets. They're very collectible. And this one is on bees. And it's pretty cool. Isn't that neat? So you get the whole booklet there. And that's kind of cool. I'll just put that in there. This is a really beautiful antique postcard. Very colorful. It was never posted. So yeah. I really think that's a stunning card, a 1930s children's book page there, the little puppy on it. Children's school book here. And this pattern paper is from the Bobbsey Twins books. And whenever I see this plaid, I get very excited. And I just love that design. This is a 1950s embroidery book, another book there. Vintage school book paper, another 1930s paper. And I did this lovely little waterfall journaling space here. That's from a How to Dance book there. That is the Congo. And then this is the cover of a children's book that was not in good enough shape to turn into a journal. So I turned it into a day. I try never to throw anything away unless it's just, has too bad of a shape. Little journaling paper here from an antique book page. And I made a little belly band out of lace. And it's wonderful. Look at this, hairstyles. Isn't that awesome? And then a funky recipe, and that's from 1950s coffee. There, some coffee recipes. Or 1920s book page pocket here. And then I have a 1950s receipt here and another great insert. Another page from a magazine, and this one is from the 1950s as well. And remember, these are 70 years old. And it's got the words to songs. It's from like a sort of a teen music magazine. And then on this side here, we have a plate from the early 1900s. That's an author, official author there. And, or is it a musician? I'm sorry, it's a musician. This is an antique music piece here. Nice thick page. It's hard to find with music pieces. They're usually really brittle. Another children's book page here. I hand stamped on some of my vintage paper there. I colored this because I wanted to try coloring some of my authentic papers, and I actually really like how it turned out. So that's early 1900s. And then over here is a vintage handmade crochet piece on a canning seal. And then this photograph here, look at that, from 1930s. Look at this wonderful family here out on the lawn. Isn't that great? I love that picture. Mowgli's Brother, that's from Vintage Jungle Book. And then this is just a terrific page here from Theatre World magazine. Just a really fun read. Look at this wonderful picture. Oh, I just love it. Really, you'll have a lot of fun with that, especially if you do collages and other work. Put it in another journal. Make your own. It's from the 1890s, Sunday Reading for the Young. Lovely little image there. A recipe book, a vintage recipe book page. Merry Christmas cake. First I thought it was a wedding cake. And then here is a really fun vintage playing card from the 70s. And this is an 1890s Watchguards dial, which is very cool. This is also the cover of a book from 1934. It was the Blue Book of Interior Decorations. And I love the pattern. It's almost like a wallpaper pattern on the other side. But it was not going to make a good journal cover, but I really, really liked the font on it. It's so Art Deco. So there it goes. And a vintage recipe card, which is naturally aged here. And this, look at this. This is so great. This is from 1942. Look at that. All these little pets here. Funny photos, funny ads, sun-kissed oranges. And then, of course, it's 1942, so it was during the war. So there's some cool articles there as well. Just a really interesting piece, and you can have lots of fun with those. And here's a little children's book page from the 1920s. Got the little elf up here. And we've got the girl with the pail on her head over there. And let me just stick that there for now. And this is a really great plate, also from the early 1900s. And it's a color plate, so they're pretty special when you get a full page color plate from the early 1900s. This is from a vintage book here. Look at these woodworking tools. And on the other side are just more here. Isn't that great? Fabulous. You learn a lot going through these. You really do. I've learned so much about history, and especially paper. So here, this is 1886, and you can see it was done with a pen and a quilled pen and inkwell, and just a really cool little cluster down there. And this is from a 1950s magazine as well. Little advertisement on Glacier National Park. This is really cool, from the 1800s. A lady's letter writing, how to write a letter if you are a lady. So really fun piece there. You'll see a lot of these in the next week. Great plate also from the early 1900s here. More clusters. That's the interior of a book. A little window pane pocket. And this is from a 1940s school book, a Pictionary book. That's actually what it's called, before the game came out. So just words and illustrations to go with them. And that's all mounted on top of an 1856 history book page. And then that brings us to the last page of our book. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. Remember, everything in here is authentic. No commercial or digital papers at all. I hope you come back soon. Bye.